Okay, CVT lesson. This is from the Fray, a song called Hurricane, which is really, it's got a lot of digital. There's really not much guitar in there at all. So what you wanted me to do was turn it into like a, not a distorted thing, but like a clean or acoustic sounding. I'm using the electric, but we're going to run clean channel on it. You want to tune standard, all the notations you're going to find in your tabs, as far as sliding and when to down, up. That's going to be very important throughout this with some of the strums. You gave me the liberty to kind of, well, you just gave me some freedom in it to try and make it a guitar song, so that's what I did for you. It's time-stamped and everything, so we're going to start with section 1, which is 0 seconds, obviously, up to 11, and it's that melody line at the beginning that goes like this. And I got the fingering, everything notated for you. You're going to start third finger 9D, first finger 7B, slide to 9, so it's a whole step ascending slide. Pick once you get there, rest, and then slide to 7. Now I don't know if you're going to do this on electric with clean channel. If so, some of these parts might cut through with a little bit of distortion, just enough to make it sustain a little more. If you're playing through an acoustic that you can plug in, or you're miking it, that's going to help a little bit as well, because you got some rests that are ringing for a while. So after you get to the 7th fret on that slide, we'll go 8G, rest, and then 3rd finger 9th fret D twice. That's it for section 1. That's going to cover the first 11 seconds. And then section 2, which is kind of the driving hook of the song, which is this. And then you're going to repeat that. That's 4 times. It's section 2. It's 12 seconds to 31 seconds. I try to follow this fingering because it's that way you don't have to do as much jumping. It's set up. If you need to alter it, you know, I know you have a deadline. You're going to be playing this somewhere at college or something. So if you need to alter the fingering, it's cool. I wrote down what I think is the most effective and the quickest. But give it a chance is what I'm saying, because a lot of times people don't like using their pinky on things. But that's what we're doing on this. 7th fret A is going to be twice with rests. And then you go again, but go 7, 6, 4. And that's all in the A string. So, and then up to the 4th fret E, then you got another rest. And then hit the 4th fret again, rest, and then go 4, 6, 7 on the E. Hit the 7 again, and hit it again, but go to the 4th fret A. And those are quicker. You're going to have a quick rest after that. So you'll have, let's play it up to there. And then go 7, 7, again on the low E, and then go 7, 4, 7, E, A, E. And those are quicker. But you can downpick all that. I would. It's going to keep it driving, especially if you're playing this on acoustic. But even clean channel, like I said, you're not going to have that sustain. Alright, 4 times of that. Memorizing is key here, because once you memorize the sections, obviously it's going to happen faster when you don't have to think about, oops, how many times do I have to play this note or that note. Section 3 is 2 times. This is 32 seconds to 45 seconds, and you know, like I said, you gave me the freedom, so I didn't want to just keep this same thing going for you. I wanted to build it, and that's exactly what I did. We're using the system of chords called caged, but I'm using an E major with a C form. In other words, 7A with your pinky, 6D with your 3rd finger, bar the 4th fret on the last 3 strings, and then go middle finger 5B. And that's just another way to play this chord. It's a higher inversion of an E major. So we've built it now. It's still going to have kind of the same beat. I mixed chords with scale notes, which is the melody. So here's what I mean by that. And then we got some fret hand muting in here too coming up. So you'll hit that chord, strings 5 through 1, 2 times. And I figured we'd catch some of this melody, like I said, so it has that sense of familiarity with the hook. We'll go 7-6-4 on the A. So you have right in to G sharp minor, or A flat minor. Bar everything, fret 4, 6A, 6D. If you need to, take this middle finger, smash it on this. I'm not sure how your bar chords are, but this can help with pressure if needed. It's kind of a habit. I usually do that. So you'll strum that one. If you need to check them as an arpeggio first, make sure you're hearing all 6. Strum it twice, and then go 4-6 on the E. You're already on the 4. And then we're going to go to a B major bar chord. It's the 7th position, so bar, fret 7, everything. We're using an E major shape, so it's 9A, 9D, and 8G. Check all 6, and go down, 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 and then third finger go 9A with an upstroke, because this is a quicker part. So you would go, it'd sound like this. And then you're going to do that again. And we're going to add what's called fret hand muting, which just cover your fingers right where they're at. I'm laying 3 of them or 4 of them softly over the strings, and I'm going down up, basically on the top 4 strings. If you do all 6, it's fine. It's just a mute. You shouldn't hear a note in there. And that'll add that little percussive element that they have to that. Alright, so that goes 2 times total. Then section 4 comes in. This is 46 seconds to 52 seconds. And like I said, I just kept building on this for you. We're using some power chord shapes in this one. And this is going to sound like this. Alright, so 7A, 9D. I would actually go first finger and pinky. You'll see why in a second. Go 3 times. Then after the third one, you're going to make the root note, instead of being an E, it's going to be an E flat. We'll just go to fret 6 on the A, keep the pinky on 9D. That's why I'm saying use your pinky here. Because if you do this, it's just a more awkward stretch. So, and then go to 4-6 AD, and then up to 4-6 EA. Go 2 more times. And then another one of these, but I call them flatted power chords, but 6E, 9A. So a good idea there would be to practice it from the G sharp 5 power chord, which is 4E, 6A, and practice going. I would be using first finger and pinky. It's kind of a reverse situation where we're going ascending rather than descending, but still, well, you got to skip 2 frets. I think it's better to go index and pinky for that. Okay, so from there, 7E, 9A, and 9D. When you do this, I was listening close to the keyboards. Like I said, it's very electronic, so I'm trying to get the tones from the keyboard and everything in here too. 7, 9, 9, bar that with your third, so we can go 3 strums on strings 6, 5, and 4. And then the 4th hit would be pinky going to 11D. So we've got 7E, 9A, and 11D. That's why you would want to bar that. If you stick this pinky here, then you just got to move it individually, which you can do. You're going to have to kind of experiment with that. And that goes twice. So, and there's a rest after the pinky gets brought in here on this D flat note. So you're just going to karate chop it. That goes, well, that's it. 1 time on that. Then section 3, 2 times. I put the time stamp on that so you know where you're at in the song. And that is 53 seconds to 1:05. Section 4, 2 times, 1:06 to 1:19. We'll go to page 2. And then this part here, pretty cool, melodic part. It's section 5, and it's 1:20 to 1:29. And we're going to palm mute some of this, actually most of this, until we get to the end. It sounds like this. Alright, so what I'm doing is 2B with your index, 4G with your pinky, and 4D with your third finger. I'm palm muting this, and seriously, if you're not using distortion, you got to be really careful with the palm muting that it does not choke the notes too much. So when you palm mute, you should feel the bridge, whether it's acoustic or electric, on the back part of your hand back here. If you move it up too much, watch what happens. It's more mute, and we need more note. Alright? Keep those fingers down over the chord. And this is a B major chord. We're palm muting it, and we're going to go strings 2, 3, and 4 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then catch the third string. And then we're going to change to this. Bar the 4th fret on the same strings with your third finger. Do the same progression. Strings 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then catch the G string. Without a rest though. So it's... Alright, then we're going to go to a B suspended by adding the pinky on 5B, and just keep this bar where you have it. Go strings 2, 3, 4, palm muted. Lift the pinky off, go strings 2, 3, 4. Now it's all bars. So that part sounds like this. Alright, let's play it up to there. And then back to this first chord, 2B, 4G, and 4D, and go strings 2, 3, and 4 3 times, and then the third string. So, all right, so that's it for that section. You're going to see in your tabs a hold line, and it's just a line that goes over 2 or more notes. That just means to leave the fingers down. Of course, you got the video to see that I'm doing that. But in other words, you wouldn't want to go. You want to keep it all down. It keeps it flowing. Alright, section 6 comes in. This is a minute 30 to a minute and 43. We're doing some power chords here. And I figured palm muting on this seemed to fit it the best. It's a G sharp 5 power chord. 4E, 6A. We got double dots around it 4 times. So it's going to be 4, 8, 12, 16 times. Palm muted. Now in music, those are 16th notes. You would count them 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and or you can just count to 16, whatever works mentally with that. Same thing, but go to an F sharp 5. It's 2E, 4A. And usually with my power chords in this area, I go first and fourth, and then mid neck, I'll a lot of times transition to first and third. It's not critical, man. It's going to come down to comfort and what you're used to. That'll be the same amount of times, 16th notes, so it's 16 times of this palm muted. And then we're going to go open E, 2A, and 2D. I just bar those with the index. You could use 2 fingers if you'd like. Bar, I don't know, less fingers usually. It's things can happen quicker that way. Now on this, I want you to use dynamics. In other words, we're gonna palm mute 7 times 4. In other words, it's gonna be 28 times of hitting strings 6, 5, and 4. But the thing is, partway through, lift up the palm mute and start hitting a little harder, so it's building up. So here's what they sound like. So 28 hits there. Lift the palm mute up partway, start to hit harder, strum harder, and then hit it one final time with a rest. Then we're back to some repeats. Section 4 2 times, section 3 2 times, section 4 2 times, and then at the end here we're going to use some octaves. And this is section 7. It's 225 to 244 in the song. Octaves are pretty cool. They're used a lot just for like melody runs and stuff. But it's 7A, muted D, so you're going to angle it. It's naturally probably going to mute the D anyways. And then we need 9G with your pinky or third finger. And it's typically a good idea to consider that that's going to mute the B as well, in case you hit it. I'm also touching the low E with the tip of my first finger. So I can actually hit all 6, and I'm only hearing string 5 and 3, which is what we need to hear. I'm not saying you have to hit all 6, but if you're muting above, in between, and 1 below, and you naturally will probably do that. It's safer. You'd have to work to not mute it for the most part, but a lot of people aren't used to touching underneath like the low E in those cases, so try to work on that. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times of this. The mute is notated with the X in between. So you got this. Then we're going to move the octave over from the E octave to a G sharp or A flat, which is 4E, muted A, 6D, and try to mute that G. And go 7 times there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it's an odd count. Stuff like that can be a little tricky sometimes because we're used to 4s and 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me make sure that's 7 on the, yes, that's right. Yes, and then we're going to go up to 7E, muted A, 9D, muted G. And this one is a lot of times. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 times. It's a lot to count, man. So there's different ways to approach this. You can go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can look at it like math, or try, ultimately the goal is to try and just get it by feel. If you listen to this part and you get the beat stuck in your head, but if you have to count it, you have to count it. I know you got plenty of time before you have to play this, so eventually you won't have to count it, is what I'm getting at. Okay, so that goes 3 times, and then section 8 comes in, and this is 2 times, 245 to 259. Power chords, it's 7A, 9D. And we're going to palm mute it 7 times. It kind of follows the format of what we just played on the octaves. Now it's using power chords. Alright, so it's 7 times on 7/9. Then we go 4/6 EA 7 times. And then 17 times on 7E 9A. Got to have that extra one in there. If you don't have the extra one, you just got to pause. The idea is that you're changing and it's flowing from one section into the next. Alright, so where he says I will run, I wasn't sure how to, it was so open, there's no real guitar here, so I came up with something that you could play in there so you don't have to just stop and sing a cappella here. And it's 3 minutes to 3:11 in the song, if you want to pull that up. He says I will run, and he holds the note out. I was thinking something like this. Okay, so that's until the chorus comes in, and that would be section 3. Well, let me explain this. We have 4B with the pinky, 4G with the 3rd finger. Angle those up because we're going to use the open high E, which I think adds a cool melodic element to this. And just go string number wise, it's 3 2, it's 3 2 3 2 3 2 1 2 3. All right, that'll fill that part. You'll see. Section 3 2 times, section 4 2 times, and then to end the song, I wanted to have something not typical, not expected, not just a, which you can. At the end of the day, if you want to strum E major, that's fine. I made it a little bigger for you, a little more melodic sounding by going 7A, 9D, and 11G. I use finger 1, 2, 4. But you have to lower your thumb and get these knuckles up because I was gonna have you hit all 6 strings. So you can either strum it or pick, I wrote. You can go end it like that, or strum it, or do both. Alright, so definitely the most different CVT lesson that I've done, but I'm glad you trusted my ear to do it. I love doing stuff like this and having that creative element with it. You were right, it's not really a guitar song, so we turned it into a guitar song. I hope this works for you. If you have questions, man, definitely hit me up. I know you got a couple months, I think, to get this ready to go, so hit me up if you have any questions.